Everyone, please say hello, venerable sir.
Hello.
So everyone, alright, so let's sit in a comfortable meditation posture. Make sure your legs, hands, and face are visible. Coming up is not sitting in a meditation posture. And it seems you're sitting on tiles, right? That's not okay. You need to have something warm under yourself, or you will catch cold, and you don't want that. So do you have some a carpet or some mat or something? Yes, all of you please check whether the floor on which
No,
you're sitting is warm.
no, I don't have one that is
So you can take a blanket and you can fold it and sit on that.
Oh, wait, I just found one.
Okay, that looks amazing. Perfect. Perfect. Isabella, it seems you're not sitting in a meditation posture. You think you can just your legs? Okay, that's one thing. Alright, so as you're sitting in a comfortable meditation posture, make sure your back is erect, side cast down. And we can make the first determination in our minds voicelessly from now on. For 12 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and breathe loving kindness without any movement. From now on, for 12 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and breathe loving kindness without any movement. From now on, for 12 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and breathe loving kindness without any movement. And with that determination, you can gently, lovingly notice the black piece of flesh at the back of the head. Be allowed to be happy. And changing. We continue to the forehead, eyes, nose, lips, chin, cheeks, ears, back of the head. We allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the head to be happy and changing. We continue to the neck, shoulders, arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms, fingers, tips of fingers, chest, abdomen, back, all of the muscles and flesh throughout the upper part of the body to be happy and changing. We continue to the bottom, down, knee, heart, ear, soul, nose, tips of toe. You allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the body to be happy and changing. We are all of the body parts to be changing. And as we allow all of the body to be changing, as we give it the freedom to be the way it is, we ourselves achieve freedom from worry about the body. Let's enjoy this freedom. Let's watch this peace. We can share our peace with other living beings. We can start in our room. We don't force, we don't expect. We just allow. May all beings in this room be in peace. fears and just bear them, be in peace. May all beings in this city of the lake be in peace. May all beings in this country be in peace. May all beings on this planet be in peace. May all beings, including me, be in peace. Now give us the time to visit in this feeling. Let's make the last determination in our minds restlessly. From now on, I will always be held. now on, I will always be calm. From now on, I will always be calm. And you can slowly mindfully change the way a life's again. When you have changed the way life's again, let's take one more minute to enjoy the peace we gained in meditation while we don't know any moments. Very well. So let's get to the recitation. We'll be reciting without the paper. So pay attention very carefully and let's see if you can remember. So I'd like to ask everybody to unmute and put their hands together at the chance. Yamaham vadami tam vadeta.
Bhante.
Aham bhante.
Aham Bhante.
Saranena saha.
Isaranena saha.
Panchasila dhamman yajami.
Panchasilam Dhamma Yajami.
Anugraham katva.
Anugraham Karva.
Silam dekame bhante.
Silam Vedame Bhante.
Anukampan upadaya.
Anukampam Upadaya.
Dutiyampi aham bhante.
Tutyanti Aham Bhante.
Tisaranena saha.
Isaranena saha.
Panchasilam dhamman yajami.
Panchasilam Dhamma Yajami.
Anugraham katva.
Anugraham Karva.
Silam dekame bhante.
Silam Vedame Bhante.
Anukampan upadaya.
Anukampam Upadaya.
Tatiyampi aham bhante.
Bhante.
Tisaranena saha.
Isaranena saha.
Panchasilam dhamman yajami.
Panchasilam Dhamma Yajami.
Anugraham katva.
Anugraham Karva.
Silam dekame bhante.
Silam Vedame Bhante.
Anukampan upadaya.
Anukampam Upadaya.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa
Tassa
bhagavato arahato samma
arahato
sambuddhassa.
samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa
Namo
bhagavato
tassa
arahato
bhagavato
samma
arahato samma
sambuddhassa.
sambuddhassa.
Buddhang saranang gacchami, dhammang saranang gacchami, sanghang saranang gacchami.
Buddham
Buddham
saranam
saranam
gacchami, Dhammam
gacchami.
saranam
Dhammam
gacchami,
saranam gacchami.
Sangham
Dhammam
saranam
saranam
gacchami.
gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tutiyampi
Tutiyampi
Buddham
Buddham
Saranam
Saranam
Gacchami
Gacchami. Tutiyampi
Tatiyampi
Dhammam
Saranam
Saranam
Gacchami
Gacchami. Dhammam
Saranam
Saranam
Gacchami
Tatiyampi buddham saranam gacchami, tatiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami, tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchami.
Tatiyampi Buddham Saranam
Tutiyampi Buddham
Gacchami.
Gacchami
Tatiyampi
Tatiyampi
Dhammam Saranam Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Saranam
Tutiyampi Saranam Gacchami.
Gacchami
Saranagamanam paripurnam.
Bhante.
So, Nguyen Huang Chi, what is the first precept?
Not kill Panatipata and Sikapata.
Okay, but I actually asked somebody else, so please always listen to the name that I'm calling, and then only that person needs to answer. Okay? Panatipata vera manasikha padam samadhiyami.
Panatipata Viramanasikhapadam.
Samadhyami.
So Nguyen Huang Chi, can you tell me what is the second precept?
I don't remember.
No, that doesn't work. You need to remember something. Tell me something.
No alcohols,
Not that one. Try another one.
no stealing.
That's right. You see, you can do it. Adinadana vera manasikha padam samadhiyami.
Adinana Dana Veramanasikha Samadhyami.
So I would like to ask Nguyen Huang Chi to also repeat that precept. Okay, let's try to get it again. Adinadana vera manasikha padam samadhiyami.
Adinana Veramani Sikapata.
Are you able to recite the whole precept, or did you forget, or is everything okay?
But half of them.
Okay.
Excuse me?
I forget some of them.
You forgot some of them, okay. So if you come for every class, I'm sure you will again remember well. The organizer can provide the paper to in the group so that the people can again read if they want to.
Yes, sir.
So, Jake, what is the third precept?
Is it refrain from sexual misconduct?
Yes.
Like adultery?
Kame sumichhajara vera manasikha padam samadhiyami.
Kamesu Michachara Viramahayami.
Okay, so let's try alphabetical so that those who forgot can also do it. Kame su.
Kamesu.
Okay, so I expect all of you to repeat, alright? So you cannot just stay like that, that doesn't work. Everybody needs to repeat. Kame su.
Kamesu.
Michhajara
Michachara
Veramani
Viramani.
Sikhapadam
Sikhapadam.
Samadhiyami.
Samadhyami.
Yes. If you are worried that somebody's around and watching you or listening to you, I just want you to move your mouth in the way that you would if you were saying it, okay? No need to speak very loudly or something like that, that's not needed. But I need to know that you are able to actually repeat it, alright? That's the main point. So, Dua Ming Tuan, what is the fourth precept?
Not telling lies.
Musavada.
Musavara.
Okay, let's try again. Everybody please pay attention, this is very important. Musavada.
Musavara.
Veramani.
Viramani.
Sikhapadam.
Sikkhapadam
samadhiyami.
Samadhiyami
Pam tumchi. What is the fifth precept?
Not using alcohol or toxic substances.
Yes, perfect. Sura meraya
Surameraya
majja
Madhya
Maja
pamadadhana.
Pamadadhana
Tango, are you here with us?
The internet is kind of laggy, so I try to like reconnect with another internet.
Okay. Well, you can move it with your mouth. That's totally enough. You don't need to speak aloud if you have some problem. So let's try it again. Sura meraya
Surameraya
majja
Maja
pamadadhana
Pamadadhana
veramani
Veramani
sikkhapadam
Sikkhapadam
samadhiyami.
Samadhiyami
Visaranena saddhim panchasilam dhammam sadhukam surakhitam katva appamadena sampaveta.
Amavante
May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you soon attain the eternal bliss of Nibbana.
Sadhu Sadhu
Very well. So let's get into our questions. First question: how many times did you meditate last 7 days? Everybody, please come closer and let us know. One more person. Yes. That's pretty good. All of you meditated at least 3 days out of the last week. I think we are pretty good. That's an excellent achievement. Only one out of you, however, meditated on 7 days, which is not so excellent. So I think there is definitely something you all can build on. You all have an excellent basis on which you can now work. That's pretty good. This is the second week that we had nobody who meditated less than 3 days. So this is a very good result. And I wish that all of you are considering how can you increase so that you can meditate every day. 3 days a week is very ephemeral. We will lose it quite soon if there is no specific, very important reason. So we don't want that to be lost. So that's why it's very important that you get at least 7 days, so that when you get into troubles, you will meditate at least 5 days a week. So try to add one more day. But you're doing pretty well. If you can keep up like this, it's not bad at all. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. When did you do your homework? Okay, well, this is very interestingly distributed. Still, most of you did your homework on the last day or the day before that. I'm happy for those who did it a little earlier, and I'm very much appreciative of the one person who did it on the same day or on the next day. But definitely there is a lot that, except that one person, everybody here can improve. So I would like to see that all of you actually do your homework as soon as possible, so that imagine that the organizers, when they give one day before our meeting, they publish in Facebook, sorry, in Viber, in the Viber group, the list of the names who did not do their homework. Imagine if they would have nobody on that list. Imagine, wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be amazing? So those of you who did not do the homework on the same day or the next day that I assigned it, try to do it. Okay? It's good for you. And first and foremost, it's good for you. If you can have that habit of doing things right as they're assigned, that is so amazing. Suddenly you feel like your body is light, your mind is light, because your duty is done. So you can do something else. You can enjoy, you can do work, you have full freedom. If you don't do your homework the same day or the next day, then you don't have the freedom. Because you are still thinking, well, wait, I need to do my homework. As soon as it's done, you don't think like, I need to do my homework. Instead, you think, my homework is done. What more can I do? How can I spend my time so that I can get the most benefit? Alright, so let's move on to your homework. So let's see, Taoli, Timo, and Muye. Ji, can you please raise your hands? Okay, so Timo, you can start reading your homework. Please first read the name of the chapter. Do you know the name of the chapter?
I just know the page.
See if you can find out the name of the chapter.
I go get my book.
Yes, you can open your book, find out the name of the chapter. You can see it also from the post name. It's here.
Hardcore drugs.
Hardcore drugs.
Adolescent addiction is particularly pernicious because over a long period of usage, the brain responds to the hyperactivity of dopamine by reducing dopamine receptors, and a loss of receptors means less stimulation. I don't know how to say.
Stimulations.
Stimulation.
Yes. Can you please read also the page number? Yeah.
Page
You can move on, but please read the page number.
Page 166. Prescription drugs abuse has been on the rise nearly every year for the past decade, with 15% of all high school seniors reporting non-medical use of sedatives.
This one I'm not sure. Let me check. Sedatives.
Yeah.
Very well, thank you. Taoli.
Page 161 in red.
Please wait. Can you tell us the name of the chapter?
10 hardcore drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Page 161 in red exposes to amphetamines during their teens and then tested in adulthood. Working memory was found to be significantly impaired, and prefrontal cortex functions disputed. Page 168. If you think there's something going on, you must make contact. You could be saving your child's life down the road.
Life. You could be saving your child's life down the road. Thank you. Muye,
Um,
Chapter 10, Hardcore Drugs, page 167.
27.
I got the page wrong.
You got
It's
it wrong. Nice. Perfect.
adolescence addiction is particularly pernicious because of a long period of usage. The brain responds to hyperactivity of dopamine by reducing dopamine receptors, and a loss of receptors means less stimulation. The result is called tolerance.
Very well. Excellent work. But I think, yeah, I see you have two sentences in that same page. Very good. So I will show you my name. Alcohol, drugs. I feel like you're actually going pretty slowly, but there is so much that's connected. Okay. So hardcore drugs, page 136. 15% of all high school seniors reporting non-medical use of sedatives, especially the prescription drugs Valium, Ativan, Clonopin, and Xanax. Researchers at Rockefeller University found that adolescents exposed to OxyContin, the narcotic oxycodone, can suffer lifelong damage to their brains because of permanent changes in the reward system. Page 136. An administrator of a rehab facility for teenagers in Connecticut explained that kids may take Percocet for pain after a sports injury, and when the injury is gone, they continue to take it due to the addiction that it caused. Then they'd like to have OxyContin, the narcotic oxycodone, but it is too expensive, so they resort to heroin, smack. So as you can see, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to get to hardcore drugs from medicine. In the Czech Republic, for example, taking medicine is understood as something not good. So you're not, like in the Czech Republic, if you take medicine, it means that you have a problem and you're resolving it. It doesn't mean that this is the way to live. No, no. So unless my assistants give it to me, prepare it for me, I never ask for medicine. I'm totally medicine-less. When I go to a doctor, when I went to see a doctor in the U.S., then the doctors, they ask me, what kind of medicine are you taking? I say, none. What kind of multivitamin or vitamin do you take? None. Do you take some supplements? None. Yeah. Can happen. If you do not create addiction to it, then it works. At least for me, maybe I'm lucky, so I don't need it. But I feel like whenever I take vitamins or some additional things, they're exactly as helpful as when I don't take them. So not really helpful, and I don't really suffer a problem. I can't say that I have no problem, I do, but the vitamins or supplements or medicine do not seem to help with anything. So I don't do that. Alright. So, Mulia Ji, do you want to say something?
I forgot to put it down. Sorry.
Okay. Fine. So we are looking at our Okasa recitation. So let's recite what we get, and then I will provide you some additional explanation. like to ask everybody to unmute. And again, I would like to see everybody reciting. If you worry somebody is listening to you, then please move your lips so that gradually, as you need, you memorize it and you remember well. So you can keep your hands together at the chest. Kaoli, may like to unmute. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me.
Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me.
Excuse me.
In order that all of the faults, sabbadosa,
In order that all of the faults, sabadosa,
done by body, kaya, kamma,
done
Done
by
by
body,
body,
kaya, karma,
speech, vachi, kamma,
speech,
speech,
vachi,
vachi,
karma,
or mind, mano, kamma disappear
or
or
mind,
mind,
mano,
mano,
karma,
karma,
disappear.
for the first time, for the second time, for the third time,
For the
for the
first
first
time, for the
time, for the
second
second
time, for
time,
the
for the
third
third
time.
time.
Third time.
patama, dutiya, tatiya,
Patama, Dutiya, Tatiya,
completing 3 times.
completing three
Completing three
times.
times.
I respectfully and humbly pay respect and worship
I
I
respect
respectfully and humbly pay respect
Humbly
and
pay
worship
respect to
the jewel of Buddha, the jewel of Dhamma, the teachings,
the jewel of Buddha,
Jewel
the
Buddha,
jewel of
the
Dhamma, the
Dhamma,
teaching,
the
and the
teachings,
jewel of Sangha, the community of monks,
for the
and the
Jew
jewel
the
of
jewel of
Sangha,
Sangha,
the
the community of
community of
monks,
monks.
the 3 jewels, Venerable Sir.
The
the
three jewels,
Jew
venerable.
Venerable Sir,
Due to the intentional action, Kamma Chetana,
Due to
to
the
the
intentional
intentional
action
action, Kamma
of Chetana
Chetana,
and goodness of paying respect,
and
and the
goodness
goodness
of
of
paying
paying
respect,
respect,
may I be liberated and free from all 4 realms of woe.
may
may
I be
I be
liberated and
liberated
free
and
from
free from
all
all
four realms of woe.
So let's try it in Burmese. Okata, Okata, Okata,
Oh
Oka,
God, oh God, oh God,
Kayakan, Wasikan, Manokan,
Gayagan, Westigan, Minogan,
Tabbadota,
Tabadota,
Katendo, Atituko,
Katendo, Apitoko,
Yaupa, Sichin, Ajuna,
Piao Pasi, Jonga,
Yoga,
Patama Dutiya Tatiya,
Patama Tudia, Tatia,
Madhya,
Kichain, Nichain, Tong Chain, Yaupa,
the
the
chain,
chain and chain,
Don't Jinga,
Teya Yatana, Teya Yatana,
Tera, Yatana,
Tengha Yatana, Yatana, Nyatong Paruku, Tengha Yatana,
Tanga,
Eka,
Yatana,
Yatana,
Yatana, Nyatong Paruku,
Yatana, Mito, Matalo,
Ayu Ate Ali Anya,
You te re
Yoga,
mia,
Le O Mu Yue Shiko Uzo,
Tomo Yashiko, Puso,
Kumyo Mansha,
Kunyo, Mansho,
Pedropa I Eshenteya,
Hello, Bai, Chimpia.
um, then we will be reading. Then the rest we cannot read because it's connected. So that's pretty good for the time being. Then this all is actually one sentence. So whatever we do, whatever way we recite it, it will somehow not be complete. So previously I explained the 4 realms of woe. I explained how asuras, how there's the war in the heavens, where the king of gods, Sakka, with his 32 friends, who were there born for the good deeds that they did in their past life when they were building bridges and paths and rest houses for travelers. They were born in the heaven, and then they were given half of the kingdom by the inhabitants of the heaven, but somehow that was not enough for them, and during the ceremony, they got the original residents drunk, and they threw them away. They threw them away from the heaven. So these original residents, they fell down from heaven, and they found themselves at the foot of the hill Meru, or Sineru. And there, by the power of their good deeds, appeared a kind of new heaven-like place. So then they decide they will never drink alcohol anymore, and that's why they're called Asura. A means not, Sura means alcohol. They will never drink alcohol again. So they're called Asuras. Since then, they are, however, fighting with the gods in the heaven of 33, but it seems they won't be successful. So these are asuras. Below their world is the world of ghosts. Below that is the world of animals. And below that is the world of hell. Below means below on the scale of lifespan, of happiness, of freedom. The beings in hell have very short lifespan, but because their body recreates again right after being killed, we could say they're de facto. That means they're in fact, in reality, they are immortal. They live there in the hell until their bad actions provide the necessary condition so that these beings are reappearing again and again and again and again in the hell. It doesn't work this way in animal realm though, but it's true that in the animal realm, the beings also can be born as one animal, they die, they're born as another animal, and so on again and again. But it seems that oftentimes when beings are born in animal realm, after that they're born in hell. So we have covered we have covered somehow the four worlds of woe, the four worlds of suffering. Does anyone have any question about the worlds of suffering? No question, everything's clear. So let's look at the three eras. E-R-A, era, means 3 periods. So the 3 periods, they are the 3 periods of suffering. So previously I think I asked you to have a notebook, right? So all of you who have some notebook, can you please show me in the screen if you have a paper notebook? Does anyone have a paper notebook? Anyone else? Okay, it seems like G also has a notebook. So let me go one by one. So Kanban, will you be using a paper notebook or will you write it on a computer?
I will be writing on the paper notebook right now.
So do you have the paper? Do you have the notebook?
Yeah, I have.
Can you show it to me on the screen? Amazing. What did you mean? Just do it when I asked you to do it. Okay. Then, will you write notes on a paper or on a computer?
On computer.
On a computer. Thank you. What will be the application that you'll use?
Evernote.
Perfect. Will you open it, Joanna? Will you use computer or paper?
I use computer.
Okay, what will be the app you will use?
Word.
Microsoft Word? Okay. Isabella?
I'm using my computer. The application is Notion.
Notion, okay. Timo?
Writing on my computer
What's the name of the app?
is something that's downloaded a notepad with a notepad.
You will be writing in note.
Yeah.
But are you sure that, the problem is that Notepad is not synced online. So it is actually very easy to lose the note. Would you like to use some other app like Evernote or OneNote or something like that?
Yeah.
Do you have Evernote on your device or OneNote?
Yeah. I have one note.
You will use OneNote? Perfect. And have you got it on? Did you already make the new note? The new
Yeah.
notebook? You will need to make a new notebook. The notebook can be called Grade 4 Buddhism. Grade 4 Buddhism. Or Buddhism Grade 4, whatever way you call it, it's fine. Important is that you have it. Theme food.
Well, I use Evernote.
You will use Evernote. Thank you, Max.
I'll use Evernote as well.
Yes. Kaoli. Kaoli. I cannot hear you at all. Do you use paper or computer?
I use paper.
You will use iPad. What app will you use for writing the notes?
I use paper.
You will use paper. Can I see it?
Yeah.
Can I see the paper?
Sorry, because I'm in my grandparents' house. I can took it here.
So how will you write notes today?
I can't.
You can. Now you're using a laptop, or what are you using now?
I use my laptop.
You use a laptop. So what about to use a laptop software instead? Would that be easier?
No.
No, it would not be easier. Good. Can you tell me what was the problem with your laptop? Somebody else is using it?
I don't know because this is my mom's laptops.
Oh, that's your mom's laptop. Yes, that's right. That's right. Okay, then that's a disaster. So what do you suggest, Caroline?
Sorry.
So how do you suggest that you resolve it? So I will be providing some notes. How will you write it? What will you do?
I don't note anything.
Oh, that's the solution. That's definitely not the solution. Do you have any other solution? I'm sure you can make some solution. See if you can find some solution. What will you do?
Yes. Uh, Sorry, I can't hear
Yes.
anything.
So, what will be the solution for you? So, I will write here notes. How will you do it so that you have those notes? Tell me, what will you do to keep those notes? To have them?
Colin, can you please type it down in Word, and then
you will you will save it and you write down the note in your paper you want. And next time you use the paper. Sally, can you try down the note in the word?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So, Jake, will you use, how will you keep the notes?
Probably with Evernote.
Perfect. Fountain G. Yes. So the question is that I will be providing some notes, and I'm asking you, how will you keep those notes? How will you keep those notes so that you can easily look at those notes whenever you need?
Write them in my notebook.
You have your notebook. Yeah, you actually should have. So, so now let's write some notes. So everybody can open your system for notes, and the first note will be that you will write the date. You can write 2023. Okay, July 23. Some of you have 22. And 2023. So this is what you write at the first line. And then right below that, you can write your first note. And that will be the four worlds or states of woe. Hell, animal realm, ghosts, asuras, ugly gods. So those of you who use Evernote have it pretty easy, but I would still suggest that you type it up, rather than copy paste. Because if you type it up, it's easier to remember that. So today I will be explaining to you the three eras. So the first era is the era of hunger, the era of hunger. So it happens in this world that there are times when there is hunger, when there is not enough rain, and because there is not enough rain, well, then the crop doesn't grow. And when the crop doesn't grow, well, then there is not enough food. And when there is not enough food, there is hunger. It's also called famine. 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 Famine means hunger. So, um, famine or hunger can happen, and in the Buddha's time it was actually quite common. Today it doesn't happen that often, right? But there are times when people simply don't have enough food. Then, so this one was the first one. Dubbhikantara Kappa. Kappa means the era or period, the times. The second one, Satantara Kappa. That's the time of wars. And you need to understand that it's the time when it is touching you. If it doesn't touch you or the place where you are, then it does not apply. So for example, now we can see there is Satantara Kappa in Ukraine, but it is not, for example, in Vietnam. So it is not touching Vietnam, but it is touching Ukraine. So although it is era of war in Ukraine, it is not an era of war in Vietnam. Okay, so these eras are dependent not only on time, but also on location. there are times when the whole world is in war. We need to distinguish that from the times when the war is localized. Right? So the second era that you don't want to be born in, so it doesn't mean that you would not like to be, that you would not be born in the world. But it means that you are not born in the place, in the situation where there is hunger, famine, or war, or, and that's coming, the era of disease. So that's the third era, the era of disease. Rogantara kappa. Okay, so we all know there was an era of disease that touched the whole world, and it doesn't touch the world that much anymore, but there was a serious case about 2 years ago, about 1 year ago. Right? So we have these three eras, and it's very important for you to know them. So there are the three eras of disaster. Kappa. Alright, so the number one is Dubhikantara Kappa, the era of hunger or famine. Then second is Sattantara Kappa, the era of wars. 3. Rogantara Kappa, the era of disease. So you can all note it down. Now there's so much. I like looking at all these things that I need to explain to you. Okay, so, but we are out of time, so we have to continue next time. There's so much. There's so much. As soon as you finish reading this book, the teenage brain will be able to do much more each class. But it's very important that you read this book. See if you can read it very carefully, concentrate, think about it, and discuss it with others. See if there are some problems, something that you disagree with, so that you can then ask me or ask anyone else or discuss with anyone else. I think this book is very powerful, and there are some more that we're going to look at. But this book is very important basics for you so that you survive this period. All right. Any question? Anybody would like to tell me anything or ask me anything? No question. Nothing at all. If you have any question, if you have any trouble, any difficulties with our class or with anything else, let me know. maksarana@gmail.com. Do you have my email address? Anytime you can send me an email. If you have any difficulty, I'll be happy to support you. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be successful in everything you do.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you very much, Swante. Everyone, can you please unmute? Yeah, can you please put your hand at your chest? Please say goodbye, Venerable Sir.
Goodbye,
Farewell,
medical
Farewell,
officer.
medical officer.